Imagine a world where all your financial worries disappear, where money is never an obstacle to providing the best for your children and family. I know it seems impossible, but stay with me and you will discover the secret that will change your life forever. It's not a magic trick, nor an empty promise. It's a truth grounded in divine and practical principles that few know and even fewer apply. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, sweating cold, worried about how you're going to pay the bills or about your children's financial future? Have you felt that knot in your stomach thinking about the opportunities they might miss out on due to lack of resources? I know you have, and I deeply understand that pain. It's an anguish that consumes, that erodes the peace and joy of daily life. But here's the shocking truth: that anguish doesn't need to be part of your life. There is a powerful solution, a formula that combines unwavering faith and practical actions, that can radically transform your financial reality. In this video, I'm going to reveal how you can fully trust in a source of provision that never fails, that always provides the necessary money at the right time and abundantly. Get ready to discover how to manage your finances with wisdom and gratitude, and how this can bring lasting peace and prosperity you never imagined possible. You'll learn how to transform money into a tool of blessing, both for your family and for others, living a life of generosity and contentment. This knowledge will not only alleviate your financial worries, but also provide you with a life of abundance and satisfaction. If you're tired of living trapped in anxiety and fear of tomorrow, this is the video you need to watch until the end. Together, we will unravel a path where scarcity and worry are replaced by abundance and peace. Don't miss this opportunity to change your life and that of your loved ones forever. God desires for us to have money, but not just any money. He wants us to have miraculous money. This type of money not only covers our basic needs, but also allows us to help others and live life to the fullest. Have you ever felt that money isn't enough? Have you worried about not having enough money to pay your bills or fulfill your dreams? Let me tell you that God has a plan for you, a plan of prosperity and abundance. He wants you to experience miraculous money in your life, money that arrives when you need it most, in unexpected and surprising ways. Miraculous money is not just an abstract concept, it's a reality you can live if you trust in God and follow His principles. In the Bible, we see numerous examples of people who experienced miraculous money. Think of the widow of Zarephath, who had only a little flour and oil, but through her faith and obedience, God multiplied her resources, and she never lacked anything. Or remember Peter, when he needed to pay the temple tax, and Jesus told him to go to the sea and take a coin from a fish's mouth. These are clear examples of how God provides miraculous money to those who trust in Him. To experience miraculous money, it's essential to have an attitude of faith and gratitude. Thank God for what you have, no matter how small, and trust that He will multiply your resources. Faith is the key that opens the doors to miracles. Don't let doubt or fear stop you. Declare with your mouth that miraculous money will come to you, that God is your provider and that He cares for you in every detail. By doing this, you are activating God's power in your life and allowing miraculous money to flow to you. It is important to be a good steward of the money that God gives you. Miraculous money does not mean wasting or spending without control, but using wisely every resource you receive. God calls you to be a good steward, to manage with wisdom and generosity. Share with those in need, invest in causes that promote God's kingdom, and you will see how miraculous money continues to flow in your life. Generosity opens the door to more blessings, and the more you give, the more you will receive. I want to remind you that miraculous money is not just to satisfy your material needs, but also to fulfill your divine purpose. God has a plan for you, and that plan includes prosperity and well-being. He wants you to use miraculous money to positively impact others, to extend His love and His kingdom. So, dear brother and sister, trust in God, be thankful for what you have, and expect with faith the miraculous money that He has prepared for you. Live each day with the certainty that God is your provider and that He will never leave you nor forsake you. Miraculous money is within your reach. Money is not just a means to meet our needs, but also a tool that God uses to show us His faithfulness. When we face financial difficulties, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and desperate. However, by remembering that God is in control, we can face these situations with a new perspective. Instead of seeing money as an obstacle, we see it as an opportunity for God to act miraculously in our lives. He invites us to trust in His provision and to believe that, even in times of scarcity, He has a perfect plan for us. It is crucial to understand that money should not be our master, but our servant. When we put money in the right place in our lives, we unlock its true potential. God calls us to be good stewards of what He gives us, and this includes money. By managing our finances with wisdom and generosity, we are demonstrating our faith in God and our trust in His ability to provide. Every time we give from what we have, we are saying, God, I trust you more than money. I know you are my provider, and I will lack nothing. Money can be a test of our faith. God often uses our finances to teach us important lessons about trust and dependence. When we face a financial crisis, it's an opportunity for our faith to grow and strengthen. It is in these moments of need that we learn to depend completely on God and trust in His provision. Through these experiences, our faith deepens, and our relationship with God strengthens. Money then becomes a tool for our spiritual growth. God calls us to be generous with our money. Generosity is an expression of our faith and trust in God. When we give, we are showing that we believe in God's abundance and His ability to meet all our needs. The Bible teaches us that it is better to give than to receive, and that when we give joyfully, God multiplies our blessings. Money, in this sense, becomes a channel through which God's grace flows. By being generous, we not only bless others, but we also open the door to receive more of God's blessings in our lives. It's important to remember that money is not an end in itself, but a means to fulfill God's purposes in our lives. God has a plan for each one of us, and this plan includes our finances. When we place our finances in God's hands and trust in His guidance, we discover that money can be a powerful tool for doing good and for extending God's kingdom. By following His principles and trusting in His provision, we experience the peace and joy that come from knowing that God is in control of every area of our lives, including our finances. I want to encourage you that every time you face a financial difficulty, remember that God is with you and that He is in control. Money can be a source of stress, but it can also be an opportunity to see God's hand in action. Trust in Him, manage your finances with wisdom and generosity, and you will see how God provides in miraculous ways. When we put our trust in God instead of money, we find a peace and security that the world cannot offer. May your faith in God grow more each day, and may you experience His provision and blessing in every area of your life, including your finances. Money, when under God's control, becomes a blessing and a testimony of His faithfulness and love towards us. Money not only impacts our material needs, but also our spiritual lives. When we align ourselves with God's principles regarding money management, we experience an internal transformation that leads us to a life of greater fulfillment and purpose. God wants us to use money not just to meet our own needs, but also to bless others and advance His kingdom on earth. One of the biggest challenges we face is the temptation to put our trust in money instead of in God. In today's society, money is often seen as the solution to all problems, but true peace and security are found only in God. By recognizing this, we can free ourselves from the stress and anxiety that often accompany financial concerns. Instead of constantly chasing more money, we learn to rest in God's provision and trust that He will supply all our needs according to His riches in glory. Another way we can see money as a blessing is through the practice of tithing and offerings. The Bible teaches us that when we tithe, we honor God with our finances and acknowledge that everything we have comes from Him. This practice not only helps us keep our priorities in order, but also opens the doors for God to pour out His blessings upon us. By being faithful in giving, we experience God's generosity in surprising ways and see how miraculous money manifests in our lives. Money also gives us the opportunity to be a living testimony of God's love and faithfulness. When we share our stories of how God has provided for us, we inspire others to trust in Him. Our experiences with miraculous money can strengthen the faith of those around us and show them that God is real and cares about every detail of our lives. Thus, money becomes a means to share the gospel and extend God's love to a needy world. By managing money responsibly, we can plan for the future and ensure that we are prepared for any eventuality. This doesn't mean we trust in our own abilities to accumulate wealth, but recognize the importance of wisdom and planning in our finances. God gives us the ability to create wealth and calls us to use that ability to do good, not only for ourselves but also for future generations. By being diligent in our financial planning, we demonstrate our faith in God's continuous provision. Money itself is neither good nor bad, it's our heart's attitude towards money that matters. God calls us to have a healthy and balanced perspective on money, seeing it as a tool that can be used for great things when it's under His control. By trusting in God and managing our finances with wisdom, we experience the freedom and joy that come from knowing we are in the center of His will. May your faith grow more each day as you see how God provides for you in miraculous ways. Trust that miraculous money is within your reach and that God is your faithful and loving provider. May this message serve as a constant reminder that God is in control of every area of your life, including your finances. May every decision you make regarding money be guided by His wisdom, and may you always remember that your true security and provision come from Him. May you experience miraculous money, and may your life be a living testimony of God's faithfulness and love. Each day, upon waking, make a conscious act of surrendering your financial worries to God. Pray fervently, asking for wisdom to manage the money you have received and trusting that God will provide what you need. This act of surrender and faith not only alleviates the burden of anxiety, but also opens your heart to receive the miraculous money that God has prepared for you. Remember that faith without works is dead, therefore, combine your prayer with concrete actions of good management and generosity. The Bible teaches us, honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce, then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. This passage reminds us of the importance of putting God first in our finances. By doing so, we are not only honoring God but also positioning ourselves to receive His blessing upon our money. It is a spiritual principle that has proven true throughout the ages. It is also crucial to educate ourselves on how to manage money wisely and prudently. Many financial problems arise from a lack of knowledge and planning. Learn about budgets, investments, and savings, always seeking divine direction in every decision. God gives us resources and expects us to manage them responsibly. By doing so, we not only avoid problems but also multiply what we have, opening doors for miraculous money. Do not underestimate the power of gratitude in your finances. Thanking God for what you already have, no matter how small it seems, changes your perspective and opens the door to more blessings. Gratitude attracts abundance. When we express gratitude for our money, we acknowledge God as our source and open our hearts to receive more of His blessings. Make gratitude a daily practice and watch how miraculous money begins to manifest in your life in unexpected ways. As you experience miraculous money, do not forget to share your blessings with others. Generosity is a divine principle that triggers even more blessings. Jesus said in Luke 6 verse 38, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." By giving with a generous heart, you not only help others but also align yourself with God's heart, creating a cycle of continuous blessing. Always maintain an attitude of faith and expectation. Life may present financial challenges, but remember that God is with you every step of the way. His provision is faithful, and His resources are unlimited. Live each day with the confidence that miraculous money is a reality available to you. Declare daily that God is your provider and that He supplies all your needs. Keep your faith firm, even in times of difficulty, and you will see how God works miracles in your finances. Miraculous money is not an abstract concept, but a reality you can experience when you place your faith and trust in God. Through prayer, gratitude, good management, and generosity, you open the door for God to act powerfully in your finances. Allow God to transform your perspective on money and show you His faithfulness in surprising ways. May your life be a living testimony of the power of miraculous money, and may you experience divine abundance and provision in every area of your life. It is essential to remember that money should not be a constant source of anguish and stress. Instead, see it as a blessing from God that can be used to bring prosperity and well-being to your life and your loved ones. When we start our day by surrendering our financial worries to God, we open the door for His grace and blessing to flow into all our money-related activities. First, reflect on the importance of trusting God with your finances. Recognize that money blessed by God has a special power, different from ordinary money. This money brings peace, abundance, and security not only for you but also for your children and family. By surrendering your financial worries to God, you are saying that you trust His plan for you and believe that He will provide everything you need, not only for you but also for the well-being of your children and family. In doing so, you realize that money for your children and money for your family is not just a material necessity but also a manifestation of divine love and provision. God wants your children and family to live in abundance and security, and He has the means to provide it. Remember that money blessed by God always has a greater purpose and can bring joy and peace to your home. It is also important to take action while trusting in God. This means working diligently, managing your money wisely, and being generous to those around you. When you trust that the money for your children and family is in God's hands, you can act with confidence and without fear. Money blessed by God will not only cover your needs but also allow you to be a blessing to others. As you go through your day, continue to surrender your financial worries to God. Every financial decision, every expense, and every investment should be presented in prayer. Ask God how you can use money in a way that honors His will and benefits your children and family. Remember that money blessed by God has a greater purpose and is a tool to manifest His love in the world. Finally, do not forget to thank God for His daily provision. Recognize every financial blessing as a gift from God, whether large or small. By maintaining a grateful heart, you strengthen your faith and create an environment where money blessed by God can flow freely. Teach your children and family to do the same so that everyone can experience the peace and abundance that comes from trusting God with their finances. Making a conscious act of surrendering your financial worries to God each day is a powerful practice. It not only transforms your relationship with money but also opens the door for money blessed by God to bring prosperity, security, and peace to your life and the lives of your loved ones. Remember that money for your children and family is in God's hands, and He has a perfect plan for you. By trusting in God, you are allowing Him to manage your money with His infinite wisdom and goodness. When you free yourself from the weight of financial worries, you can focus on the things that truly matter: your family, your children, and the purpose God has for you. Money blessed by God not only covers basic needs, but also opens doors to opportunities for a better future for your children and family. Every financial decision you make under divine guidance leads to prosperity. Imagine how money for your children can provide them with education, health, and well-being, all blessed by God's hand. Visualize money for your family being used to create happy memories, ensure the security of your home, and offer a comfortable lifestyle. This money, blessed by God, has the power to transform lives and bring lasting joy. Gratitude is a key component in this equation. Every time you receive money, no matter the amount, give thanks to God. Be thankful for the money blessed by God that comes into your hands and trust that it will be enough to cover the needs of your children and family. Teach your children to value and be grateful for every financial blessing, no matter how small. This act of gratitude not only honors God but also creates a positive cycle of blessings. Money for my children and money for my family must be managed with responsibility and wisdom. Investing in their future, saving for emergencies, and donating to causes aligned with your values and beliefs are ways to demonstrate that you trust in divine providence. By doing this, you become a faithful steward of money blessed by God, ensuring that every cent is used in a way that glorifies God and benefits those you love. Remember that money blessed by God is also a tool for service. Consider how you can use your money to help the less fortunate and support projects that reflect God's love in the world. By sharing your blessings, you not only help others but also sow seeds for future blessings in your own life and in the lives of your children and family. Always maintain faith that God will provide. Money for my children and money for my family is secured under divine protection. As you trust more in God and less in your own abilities, you will experience the peace that comes from knowing your financial needs are being met by the Creator of the universe. This trust not only lightens your burden but also allows you to enjoy life to the fullest, knowing that money blessed by God is working for you and your loved ones. Each day upon waking, surrender your financial worries to God and watch how money blessed by God transforms your life. Trusting in His plan and being grateful for His daily provision is the key to living a life of abundance and security. Remember that money for your children and money for your family is under the loving care of God, who always provides and never fails. This act of faith will allow you to see every financial blessing as a divine gift, ensuring that your home is filled with peace, prosperity, and joy. The education of your children is one of the areas where the money blessed by God can make a significant difference. By trusting God to provide the necessary money, you can ensure that your children receive the best possible education, preparing them for a bright and successful future. This money for your children will not only cover tuition and books but also provide opportunities for them to develop their talents and skills, all under divine guidance. Financial security for your family is another crucial aspect. With the money blessed by God, you can create a solid emergency fund that allows you to face any unforeseen circumstances with peace of mind. This money for your family will give you the mental peace necessary to focus on other important aspects of life, knowing that you are prepared for any eventuality. Additionally, you can plan family vacations, special events, and other activities that strengthen family bonds and create lasting memories. The money for my children and the money for my family should not only be seen as a resource for the present, but also as an investment in the future. Consider ways to invest the money blessed by God wisely so that it grows and prospers over time. Investments in real estate, stocks, or even family businesses can be effective ways to multiply your financial blessings, ensuring a stable and prosperous future for your children and family. Generosity is another way the money blessed by God can make a difference. By sharing your blessings with others, you not only help those in need but also show your gratitude to God. Donating to charities, supporting your local church, and helping friends and family in times of need are ways to use the money blessed by God to do good in the world. This act of giving not only benefits others, but also strengthens your faith and connects you more deeply with divine will. Never underestimate the power of prayer in your finances. Pray regularly for wisdom and guidance in all your financial decisions. Ask God to bless the money for your children and the money for your family, and to show you how to use it in the best possible way. Prayer will keep you focused on what truly matters and remind you that, with God by your side, there is nothing to fear regarding your finances. Each day upon waking, make a conscious act of surrendering your financial worries to God. By doing so, you will experience a transformation in your relationship with money, seeing how the money blessed by God flows to you and covers all your needs. Trust that the money for your children and the money for your family is in God's hands, who will always provide abundantly and perfectly. Live each day with the certainty that your finances are under God's loving care, and enjoy the peace and prosperity this brings to your life and the lives of your loved ones. The money for my children and the money for my family is not just about meeting material needs. It is also about investing in experiences that enrich their lives and strengthen their values. Use the money blessed by God to create meaningful moments, such as family trips, birthday celebrations, and educational and recreational activities that help your children grow and develop fully. These experiences are not only a prudent use of money, but also build lasting memories that unite the family. In your daily life, it is important to continue practicing gratitude and good money management. Maintain a budget that allows you to see clearly how the money blessed by God is being used. This budget should reflect your priorities and values, ensuring that the money for your children and the money for your family is used in a way that honors God and benefits all members of your household. By keeping proper control of your finances, you can avoid unnecessary stress and enjoy the peace that comes with good stewardship. Open communication about money within the family is crucial. Teach your children the importance of money blessed by God and how to manage it wisely. Involve them in discussions about the family budget, savings, and spending decisions. By doing so, you are preparing the next generation to handle their finances with a perspective based on faith and responsibility. This not only strengthens their understanding of money, but also prepares them to be prudent stewards of their own financial blessings in the future. The money for my children and the money for my family should also include a focus on generosity and service to others. Teach your children to be generous with what they have, whether it is sharing their toys, donating to charitable causes, or simply helping those in need. Generosity is a powerful way to show gratitude for the blessings received and to understand that money blessed by God is not just for personal benefit, but also for doing good in the world. Continue cultivating a life of prayer and trust in God. Prayer should not only be a time to ask for financial blessings, but also to thank for those you have already received and to seek guidance in all your decisions. Ask God to continue blessing the money for your children and the money for your family, and to give you the wisdom to use it in the best possible way. Constant prayer will keep you aligned with the divine will and provide you with the peace and security of knowing that your finances are in good hands. By surrendering your financial worries to God each day, you allow the money blessed by God to flow to you and your loved ones abundantly and perfectly. Trust that the money for your children and the money for your family is under God's loving care, who will always provide what is necessary. Live each day with gratitude, generosity, and wise management of your finances, and enjoy the peace and prosperity this brings to your life and the lives of your loved ones. Money for your children should be seen as a long-term investment. Consider saving and investment options that offer good returns and ensure a solid future for them. For example, opening a specific savings account for your children's education or investing in retirement plans that provide a stable financial base. These actions, guided by wisdom and prayer, will ensure that the money blessed by God multiplies and is available when most needed. Financial education is another key area where the money blessed by God can make a significant difference. Take advantage of resources like books, seminars, and financial advice to improve your knowledge and skills in this area. The more informed you are, the better you can manage money for your family and make decisions that benefit everyone. Additionally, this education can be passed on to your children, ensuring that they also learn to manage money with prudence and gratitude. In the context of generosity, consider how you can involve your family in acts of service and donation. By doing so, you are not only using the money blessed by God in ways that help others, but you are also teaching your children the value of giving and sharing. Participating in community activities, supporting charitable organizations, and volunteering at local events are ways to practice generosity and make a positive difference in the world. Always maintain an attitude of gratitude and humility. Recognize that the money blessed by God is a powerful tool that should be used responsibly and purposefully. By thanking God for each financial blessing, whether large or small, you reinforce your faith and open the door to more blessings. This cycle of gratitude and divine provision will strengthen your relationship with God and provide you with lasting peace and security. By trusting God with your finances and using the money for your children and the money for your family in ways that honor God, you are building a life of faith, hope, and abundance. This life will not only benefit your family, but also serve as a testimony to the power of faith and divine provision for all those around you. Each day upon waking, surrender your financial worries to God and allow the money blessed by God to flow to you and your loved ones. Trust that the money for your children and the money for your family is under God's loving care, who will always provide abundantly and perfectly. Live each day with gratitude, generosity, and wise management of your finances, and enjoy the peace and prosperity this brings to your life and the lives of your loved ones. In these times when economic worries can be overwhelming, it is essential to remember that money is a tool that God uses to bless us. Money is not the ultimate goal, but a means that, when managed with wisdom and gratitude, can bring lasting prosperity and unshakable peace to our lives. God, in His infinite mercy and love, knows our financial needs and is always willing to provide the necessary money for our families to prosper. This money, which arrives at the right moment, is a manifestation of His care and His desire for us to live in abundance. Money for your children is a common concern, but when you trust in God, you know that He will always provide. God takes care of every aspect of our lives, including our financial needs. When we manage our money with gratitude and generosity, we are honoring God and allowing His blessing to flow consistently and abundantly. Money should not be a source of anxiety, but an opportunity to demonstrate our faith and trust that God is in control. Living with this perspective completely changes our relationship with money and allows us to experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. The money that God provides not only covers our basic needs, but also gives us the opportunity to be generous with others. Generosity with our money is an expression of love and faith, and when we give, we also receive. The Bible teaches us that it is more blessed to give than to receive, and when we are generous with our money, we are sowing seeds of blessing that will bring an abundant harvest in our lives. By sharing our money, we are participating in God's plan to bless others and, in turn, be blessed in ways we could not have imagined. Wise money management is another key to living in prosperity. This involves being diligent in how we spend, save, and invest our money. Financial wisdom is a gift from God, and by seeking His guidance in our economic decisions, we are ensuring that the money we manage will be used in the best possible way. This not only brings stability and security to our lives, but also allows us to be a testimony of God's provision and faithfulness. Money, when managed wisely, can be a source of great blessing and prosperity. By living each day with gratitude for the money we have, we are cultivating an attitude of contentment and joy. Gratitude transforms our perspective and helps us see money not as an end in itself, but as a tool to fulfill God's purposes in our lives. As we thank God for the money we receive, we are acknowledging His sovereignty and goodness, which brings deep peace to our hearts. Gratitude allows us to fully enjoy the financial blessings God gives us and motivates us to continue trusting in His ongoing provision. Trust that the money for your children and the money for your family is under God's loving care. Live each day with gratitude, generosity, and wise management of your finances, and enjoy the peace and prosperity that this brings to your life and the lives of your loved ones. God is faithful and will always provide the necessary money for you to live in abundance and blessing.